What's up you guys, Sunny here with GeekTools.net and welcome to this video tutorial on how to install the data doubler for the MacBook Pro and the MacBook. What this device is, it's basically a bracket where you can install an additional hard drive in the replacement of the optical drive. I mean, the majority of the people these days don't use optical drives and they find them quite useless. So by removing it and replacing it with a hard drive, the extra space is very useful, and it can basically double your storage or increase the speed of your storage by installing SSD. Now the configuration I have here is I've replaced where the hard drive used to be with a solid state drive, and using the data doubler I'm able to add an additional hard drive to it. This particular model is a 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. So what this means is I have the speed, the read and write speeds of the solid state drive, but I'm not losing any sort of capacity. I still have all my documents, media on this machine because of the hard drive. So it's a really great combination for any, business people where they need mass storage. You can also have dual hard drives. You can also have dual SSDs for extremely fast read and writes if you put them in RAID 0. So there's a lot of different options they can do, but the one that I have here is an SSD and a hard drive. So here is the data doubler from OCZ. It's blue, doesn't really match the color scheme, but it does work and it's very, very functional. The build quality of this little bracket here is very, very good. High quality steel or aluminum, and yeah, basically the only thing that's wrong with it is the color scheme, which is really quite bad. It's acting as a hard drive enclosure. It has a little interface here where you can connect it to the logic board, and then there's the connection for the hard drive where it's going to get read from. So, very simple interface, very simple bracket, but it does a very good job at what it's meant to do, which is basically allowing you to add an additional hard drive. So as you can see, I've already installed it. The reason I'm not doing a full-on tutorial is because it's quite pointless. It's a really simple procedure, and if you don't know how to do this, from what I tell you, you shouldn't be doing it. So it's really that simple. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dig right into this video tutorial. So what you're going to do basically is remove the bottom piece of the MacBook Pro, giving you access to the internals of the computer. Now all of the instructions are detailed in the link in the video description. This is basically a summary. As you can see, we've got the computer open, we have access to all the electronics, logic board, hard drive, the optical drive. And what you're going to do is unplug a couple cables. So it's really quite simple. There's only around 3 cables that you must disconnect, and it's all over here. So the first cable you must disconnect is this one right here, which is going to the optical drive when it's still here. The next cable is this ribbon cable that goes all the way across. Now all you have to do is disconnect the cable from here. You just have to peel it back a bit. There is a little bit of tape covering this area. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to lift the tape up or anything like that. The last cable that you must disconnect is this really tiny cable right here. And to do that, you don't use a little spudge like this one. I would use this little spudge here to remove all of these ribbon cables, but I would use something a little harder because it is made out of metal. I'll just push out from the pins here, and this cable will just go ahead and disconnect. So after you've disconnected these 3 cables here, you need to remove this plastic piece. Now this plastic piece comes off very simply just by removing these 2 screws. Since you already disconnected this ribbon cable, everything just peels back and it reveals a screw under this plastic piece. So to remove the whole optical drive, you have to unscrew 3 T6 screws. Now when you actually buy the data doubler, they come with a bunch of different screwdrivers here as I try to collect them. You don't use every single one. It just depends on the model that you have. But it comes with a large T screwdriver, a large torque screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a T6 screwdriver, and a little spudger like this where you can pry up the cables so you don't damage them. In addition to that, they also include some additional screws. If you break one or bend one, they do have extra. That's very nice of them to include. And that's pretty much it. Just go ahead and unscrew the T6 screws, which is under this panel here. over here and one over here. And the whole optical drive will just lift right up. Now, after the optical drive is lifted up, there is there's a small cable connecting it. So all you have to do is remove it. It's very simple. You just pull it out, all nice and dandy. There's also a little metal piece here holding the optical drive together. You must unscrew this metal piece. There's just two little Phillips screwdrivers here, and re-screw this little metal piece back onto the blue bracket here. So after you've done that, just reassemble everything in the way that you disassembled it, and yeah, you're ready to go. So this should be your end result. Remember to reconnect all the cables. There is, once again, 3 cables that you must reconnect, and remember this little tiny one here. So that is it, really. Really simple procedure. Really, if you are a novice at this stuff, you can do it. It really doesn't damage the MacBook Pro. It does void your warranty though. But what you can do is go ahead and, when your computer does break or something happens to it, put the optical drive back in and they won't notice a thing. It'll still look like a normal MacBook Pro. So that is it. Really, there's nothing else to say. If you guys have any more questions or comments, email me sunny@mastersunny.com, visit my website geektools.net, add me on my personal MSN mastersunny@hotmail.com. Sorry I really didn't make a actual tutorial about this. I thought it was simple enough that I could just summarize everything and I don't have to give you guys a 30-minute tutorial how to unscrew screws, because it's really not necessary. So, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I have diplomas coming up and I think I'm going to be screwed over them. But yeah, I have a couple updates coming up in the near future, which is very, very exciting. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Yeah, have a fantastic day, and all the important links are going to be in the video description, such as the manual to it, the website where you can actually get this, and the compatibility list. So that's all good. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Peace out.